What's good, folks? In this video, we'll be diving deep into the 5 cart recovery tips that top e-commerce brands use in 2025. Now, if you're looking to optimize your cart recovery flows, this is the video for you. Now, if we haven't met yet, my name is Josh. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Chronos. And my goal here is to help you achieve profitable scale with your e-commerce brands by sharing our insights and actionable tips. And we've generated these ideas and insights from working with over 500 brands from different verticals and industries like the Udi, Cure Skincare, Truly Beauty, and many, many more. With that, let's dive in. The first tip that I strongly recommend you test out is this. Use plain text emails in your first cart recovery email. Now, pay attention to what most of your competitors are doing in the market. What do their first emails look like following a cart abandonment sequence? More often than not, you're gonna notice lots of designs, highly colorful, looking very pretty, and it's really not gonna do a thing because customers can sense a marketing email, someone trying to sell them something from a mile away. So what I like to do in situations like that is to incorporate plain text emails, especially at the start of these sequences, in order to zig when everyone else is zagging. Now, this is all about pattern interrupts. This is going to stand out for a couple of reasons. First, this allows you to create genuine engagement, especially if you're asking for a reply from your customers and you're writing in the tone of voice of how you would write to a friend. It's way more personal, it's way more private, and it's going to generate engagement like never before. Number 2, this signals to Yahoo, Gmail, and all these service providers for inboxes that you are a genuine sender that's creating conversation, and it's going to create a positive feedback loop where more emails are landing in the primary tab and engaged with a highly engaged audience. And you're going to see open rates and click rates and reply rates in some instances skyrocket compared to a simple plain text, highly designed email. However, there's a caveat to doing this. I don't like to use plain text emails throughout my sequence because, for the very same reason why it stood out in the first place, it really just blends in, right? If you're using the same tactic over and over again, it's really gonna lose its effect and it's gonna look disingenuous. So be sure to mix in plain text emails amongst a sea of nicely designed HTML emails, and you'll be good to go. Tip number 2, A/B test subject lines and timings based on device type. Now, this is critical. Most brands ignore this, but we all know that the experience of shopping on a mobile device versus a desktop device is vastly different. For those reasons, we need to pay attention to what abandonment looks like on each of these contexts and environments. On mobile, if an abandonment happens, I like to use a SMS in the first touch point. So sending out an SMS within the first 15 minutes, right? A lot shorter than what it would be on desktop. The reason being, if you're on a mobile device, SMS is going to be a primary mode of communication versus emails. And you're gonna have a much shorter attention span. So your session durations are likely, not always, but likely going to be shorter than what you'd see on desktop. So for those reasons, I like to keep time delays shorter and prioritize SMS in those instances. On the other hand, on desktop, if an abandonment happens, I like to lead with emails because we get to deploy a lot more information. We can contain a lot more info and ideas within an email versus an SMS at a time when users are most likely to respond. Now, there are 2 opportunities for this to happen. One, the immediate first email, I like to have that going out within 30 minutes of abandonment. Now, the reason being is within 30 minutes, you're likely to catch your users within the same shopping session that they're on, right? If they're browsing online and they're shopping around, or they're going through an impulse purchase journey, you want to catch them at the right opportune time. On the flip side, your follow-up emails can be timed in a more user-centric and user-friendly timing. So what I mean by that is identify when users are most likely to check their emails. You could either do this with a smart send time feature on a platform like Klaviyo, or you could tune your sending to evenings, local time to your users. That's gonna generate a much higher response rate, open rate, and better metrics across the board versus just batch sending same email across the board based on a certain specific time delay. Tip number 3, incorporate trust signals in your recovery emails. This is critical, and I'm surprised at how many brands overlook and not realize that they're overlooking this. If you're not already, add reviews, ratings, and customer testimonials to your cart abandonment emails. And better yet, make them personalized to the products that are in their carts. The way we do that is using dynamic product blocks to personalize the review, rating, or testimonials that appear and how it relates to the specific product that is sitting in their carts. This works because it's specific, it is personalized, and ultimately reduces buyers' hesitations by providing and reinforcing social proof at the exact critical decision-making point. Bearing in mind that social proof is not the only reason why customers and prospects abandon their carts. Be sure to run surveys and understand your customers at a deeper level to identify what it is that's stopping them from making that purchase and moving on to the next step. However, incorporating trust signals at every stage of your recovery process is never a bad thing. I recommend having this as a sticky banner up top of your emails or at the bottom of your emails. Tip number 4, gamify your recovery process with mystery discounts and surprise rewards. Now, if you are like the millions of other brands out there in the world, we're probably deploying similar strategies. 10% off, 20% off, or free shipping if a customer or a prospect abandons your cart. Now, customers are getting smart. And if you speak to friends in your personal circles of influence and customers, you're gonna realize that most people realize this and they know to wait for a couple of days for these emails to come in with a discount in order for them to maximize their savings on your purchases. What that means is that you're delaying purchases and you're giving up margins for no reason at all. So what I like to do is similar to tip number 1, think about pattern interrupts. Instead of giving away a 10%, 20%, or free shipping code up front, I like to turn cart recovery into a more engaging experience by offering a mystery discount, right? It could be a 10% off code, it could be a 20% off code. Think spin to win, but in an email. It doesn't have to be a wheel design in an email. It could just be a CTA that says mystery discount. And once your customers or prospects click on the link, it reveals what the discount is on the other end. So this incentivizes action, it incentivizes clicks, and it moves people on to the next stage in your buying journey by bringing them back to the landing page or your site or your checkout process where conversions can take place. This appeals to a fundamental emotion that we all have that drives action, and that's curiosity. That's why I'm a big fan of this. Now, final tip number 5. This sounds so boring, but it is critical. I like to pair emails with SMS and push, as well as any ancillary channels within retention, all within the same flow so that timing, offers, and delays are aligned across the board to create a much more seamless and omni-channel experience for your customers and prospects. If you haven't already, I'd highly recommend incorporating SMSs and push notifications alongside your emails so that you're creating buzz not just on a single platform. And if people are not responding on emails, you still have a second, third, fourth opportunity on SMS, push, and beyond to engage and reconvert your customers. With that, all the best. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And if you like what you've just learned, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on what you'd like to learn next. I'm looking for more ideas and I'd love to share all of our insights with you. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.